Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Money Mike, and last video I talked about 7 superstars who I thought should win the new World Heavyweight Championship that will be crowned at Night of Champions on Saturday, May 27th. And on Sunday, WWE announced the participants in this tournament, which we will see 2 triple threat matches on Raw and SmackDown, in which the winners of those matches will face off in singles competition to determine who advances to the finals. So we have competitors from Raw, competitors from SmackDown, and I'm going to throw up the list here of who is in this tournament. And I will say this, as I put up this here on my phone, it is kind of surprising to me that there were some names left out that I'm kind of surprised. Like, we don't have nobody from the Bloodline. Jimmy, Jay, Solo. To me, maybe you could have done some stuff there with, Roman wanting them in the tournament to prove themselves. He's already disappointed at them because they lost the tag titles at WrestleMania. They failed to regain. And then we saw what happened at Backlash, where there was tension between Jay and Solo. And Solo almost gave a Samoan spike to Jay. And now you kind of see Jimmy trying to be the peacekeeper. And, you would think that maybe they would put Jay or Jimmy or Solo in this tournament to try to continue that story build. I said it before. I said, they're doing something with Jay. I don't know what it is, but they're doing something with Jay that I feel like it's going to accumulate. It's going to lead to something big for him when it comes to Roman Reigns. And the competitors in this tournament are as follows. From Monday Night Raw, it is Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Shinsuke Nakamura, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and The Miz. And on SmackDown, we have Edge, Sheamus, Bobby Lashley, Rey Mysterio, Austin Theory, and the phenomenal AJ Styles. Now, on Monday Night Raw, which, depending on when you watch this video, you either seen what happened or you haven't seen it. Like me, I'm recording this before Raw, so I have no idea what actually is going to be happening. But the announced triple threat matches, Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor versus The Miz. And the second triple threat match is Seth versus Shinsuke Nakamura versus Damian Priest. So you got 2 Judgment Day members in there in each match. And I gotta tell you, I want to talk about Backlash real quick. That street fight was absolutely incredible. It should have closed the show. No offense to Cody and Brock, but honestly, the street fight, it should have closed the show. It was a phenomenal match. There already was a great match, but then on top of that, you had Carlito, you have Savio Vega, the LWO, Rey Mysterio. You get this overbooked mess in the middle of the match, and it's kind of like you forget that there's a match going on. But I loved every second of it. It was phenomenal. The match, take it for what it is. I don't like Logan Paul, but give me more Bad Bunny matches, please. So let's talk about the triple threat matches here on Raw. And now that I know the official competitors, I can make an official prediction on who I think will win this new World Heavyweight Championship. So based off of what I know, based off the triple threat matches that are happening on Raw, I am going to say Seth likely wins his triple threat match, even though I I kind of wouldn't mind Shinsuke Nakamura because I think he's another one that was a product of poor Vince McMahon booking. And yes, I know technically Vince is shadow booking in the background, but I feel like with Triple H fully in charge, I think Shinsuke could really get the run on the main roster he deserves. So if they really wanted to surprise us, having Shinsuke win that match instead of Seth, it would be a very good surprise, but I think it's going to be Seth Rollins. As for the second triple threat match, we have Cody Rhodes, Finn Balor, and The Miz. Now, I said it in my other video, Cody Rhodes should not win this title. It would be a consolation prize. You know, hey, sorry you couldn't beat Roman, but here's this new title. No, Cody needs to finish the story. And I've seen people say, well, WrestleMania 40. No, we don't need no. It needs to be done by SummerSlam. Like, I get it, they're on the same brand, or they're on different brands now because of the draft. But I think Cody should win Money in the Bank. Then he uses that to cash in on Roman at SummerSlam, where Cody does finally finish the story. And I think we're going to get a repeat here of the SummerSlam 2016 match in the finals, as I think Finn Balor is going to win this one. I think Finn is another, I talked about Nakamura, I think he's another one that was a product of just bad Vince McMahon booking. Balor never got his due when Vince was running creative. And I see Triple H doing a lot more for his NXT guys or his kids. And so I think Finn or Nakamura could easily win this here. I win their triple threat matches. And then we get Finn versus Nakamura to determine who goes to the finals. Sign me up for that. But Cody Rhodes should not win, and I'm assuming based off of the finish between him and Brock, that Brock Lesnar is not, well, he's not finished his story with Cody Rhodes as much as Cody Rhodes would think that he finished the story with Brock. I think Brock might want to write a new chapter because, well, he needs someone to fight at Saudi Night of Champions. So I think Brock is going to cost Cody Rhodes. That will allow Finn Balor to sneak away with the win here, and we get Finn and Seth. And I think Seth Rollins will get the win back from SummerSlam, where Seth Rollins will beat Finn Balor to move on to Night of Champions. But knowing that we don't know what we know about SmackDown yet, and there's triple threat matches, I can just go off of who I think here. And honestly, I think it's going to be Seth versus Edge, Seth versus Bobby, or Seth versus AJ Styles. It could be any one of those three, but if I have to pick for an official prediction in this video, I just don't see how you don't put the title on Seth at this point. Like, I don't see anybody from SmackDown winning this championship because Bobby was drafted to SmackDown, in which I guess they could move him to Raw, but it's just, I don't know. I think to me it's Seth versus Edge, and Edge puts over Seth from the last time when they were in Saudi, and Edge beat Seth Rollins in that great cage match that they had. Or no, Hell in a Cell match. So my prediction is Seth versus Edge, because Edge, technically, when you look at this title, it's essentially the big gold belt. And that was the belt that Edge never lost because of his neck. He had to retire, so he gave that up. And that's what this belt essentially is. So I think there's that story element there with Edge. Like I said, with Bobby, there's that story element with Bobby. You could do some stuff with the Hurt Business again. And I know that's wishful thinking on my part and a lot of fans' part that, you know, that want to see the Hurt Business come back. Sheamus would be okay, but you know, I think at this point, I really just want to see him be the one to dethrone Gunther for that Intercontinental Championship. Looking here on my phone, the participants, Austin Theory isn't ready. He is perfectly slotted where he is with the U.S. Championship. Um, they're teasing something with AJ in the club, but I don't see. I could see AJ getting one more run for sure, but not yet. Ray, he's still caught up in this whole Judgment Day stuff with his son. So yeah, I'm gonna go Seth Rollins versus Edge at Night of Champions, and Seth Rollins is going to beat Edge to become the new World Heavyweight Champion on Raw. Did WWE leave some superstars out of this tournament that should have been in it? Absolutely. But it really feels like they rushed this tournament just because, hey, we're going to have this new champion, Night of Champions, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really feel like they could have done more to book this up to where maybe we get to June or July and we have Night of Champions in June or July or June because Money in the Bank's in July. But June, and you could have built this up a little bit or even have a new champion at SummerSlam or whatever the case may be. But it feels like this is rushed and just WWE's way of pleasing USA Network, who wants a world champion on their show because Roman doesn't want to work Mondays. So let me know in the comments below, who do you think will win this tournament? Of the announced participants in this tournament, I have Seth Rollins versus Edge in the finals. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I've been your host, Money Mike, and make sure you subscribe for more wrestling content in the coming weeks. As I'll be talking some AEW, we'll talk more WWE, and whatever else happens in the world of wrestling.